Hey Pokemon Masters, Berkey here, and something I hear a lot when I float ideas about Sinnoh remakes coming this year and getting announced probably in February, March time, is that they couldn't do Sinnoh remakes with Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing Pokemon because Dynamaxing is a Galar region exclusive phenomenon. That to have Dynamaxing in the Sinnoh region would mean a massive retcon of Sinnoh and a massive retcon of the Galar region, which only just came out, and surely they would not do that. I'm here to tell you, not only actually is the Galar region perfectly set up for the Sinnoh region to have Dynamaxing specifically, but also to show you just one or two Gigantamax Fakemon from the Sinnoh region that I've had made up. Let's do this. Before I get started though, a quick shout out to Alex Allen, the fantastic artist who made all of the Gigantamax forms that you're going to see in this video, apart from the Spiritomb. That was done by friend and artist Just Bink. Both of these people are linked in the description. Do go drop them a follow on Instagram. They make incredible Fakemons. Anyway, I guess if I'm going to be rebuttaling and discrediting a little bit of an argument here, I should probably tell you what the argument is. And that, of course, is that Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, it only happens in the Galar region. It is a Galar region phenomenon. This happens because of something known as Galar particles, and the Galar particles have come from Eternatus. 20,000 years ago, Eternatus crashed down into the Earth in the form of a meteorite, or within a meteorite, possibly the same meteorite that is in the Max Raid Den at the very center of it all, the Max Raid Lair. The Max Raid Lair being this big web of tunnels underneath the Crown Tundra. No one's sure how far this labyrinth goes. It is this very meteorite that is said to have brought Eternatus down 20,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago, Eternatus got into a fight with Zacian and Zamazenta. And in recent history, of course, in Sword and Shield, Chairman Rose takes hold of Eternatus and tries to use it to power his, well, everything, the entire Galar region. He should have just gone for Regieleki. Has he seen Regieleki's Pokedex entry? It would have made way much more sense. Anyway, it's something to do with Eternatus. Eternatus's presence in the region is what causes Dynamax energy and these Galar particles to be about. The Galar particles concentrate in certain areas of the region. These become known as Raid Dens. They attract in Pokemon who are then able to Dynamax and sometimes Gigantamax, distorting space around them to become kind of bigger projections of themselves, or that's how it was described in an interview with Junichi Masuda before the games came out. It's not the Pokemon actually blowing up in size, it's more of a kind of projection of the Pokemon. Anyway, that's besides the point. Where these Galar particles really heavily concentrate, these become known as power spots, and this is where Chairman Rose has built all of the Pokemon gyms of Galar on top of these power spots, specifically so he could integrate Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing into the Pokemon League Challenge. It makes for a great spectator sport and brings in that money. Parts of Eternatus's body are also falling down from the atmosphere in the form of wishing pieces and wishing stars. These are, part of Eternatus's body that can be altered and changed into Dynamax bands. These were produced by Oleana, likely with the research and help of Professor Magnolia, who studies the wishing pieces. And this is part of Eternatus's body. I think the idea is, and it's different to how I've been kind of presenting it in theories and on the channel, I think my mind's been changed about it a little bit, that in the story of Pokemon Sword and Shield, Eternatus is flying around the skies of Galar during the beginning events of the game. It's not underground like when you find it at the end of the game. It's more like the Pokemon Journeys anime where, Eternatus is flying around and its presence around the region is causing these Galar particles to happen. And Raid Dens and Power Spots are just where it's, I guess, been spending a little bit more of its time and where wishing pieces have been falling down into the earth to create these little Raid Dens. It is only during the events of the game that Chairman Rose kind of gets it out of the sky, pulls it into his underground lab, and then of course it escapes to the top of the Hammerlock Stadium. No, not Hammerlock Stadium, the Hammerlock Dragon Vaults, where you then take it on. Okay, so there you have it. Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, it happens because of Galar particles, right? Well, really, the way I think you should think about it is they're Eternatus particles. They're called Galar particles by Professor Magnolia because she lives in the Galar region, and that's where this phenomenon is happening, but that's because Eternatus is in the Galar region. They're not really Galar particles, they're Eternatus particles. I think that's fair enough to say. And so with that, I don't think we need to retcon anything about Sword and Shield to make Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing work in the Sinnoh remakes, but we do need to obviously retcon and change some things about the Sinnoh story. But that's okay. Mega Evolution wasn't in the original Ruby and Sapphire, but it is in a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and Oras kind of covered that by saying, oh, different dimensions. In fact, though, they did do some retconning from X and Y to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Originally, I believe Lucario was supposed to have been the original Mega Evolution, but they then revealed that Mega Rayquaza is a far older one. I always say Mega Rayquaza, even though I know it's Rayquaza, and I've been saying it both ways for years. So retconning is fine, but they don't even need to do it here. You've got your Eternatus particles, and they are creating these power spots where Pokemon can Dynamax that attract Pokemon to them, which we see in the Max Raid lair, and in fact, even attract legendary Pokemon to them in the Max Raid lair. In fact, these particles are so strong that Ultra Wormholes have opened up, Cosmog coming in first, and then other Ultra Beasts coming through and heading straight down to the Max Raid lair so that they can find the source of this just incredible energy. So how is this Eternatus energy going to get from the Galar region to the Sinnoh region? And I think many of you probably know my answer: underground tunnels. The Crown Tundra has set it up perfectly, this underground labyrinth, the Max Raid lair, summoning legendary Pokemon from across the Pokemon world and even from other universes in the forms of Ultra Beasts. It draws these Pokemon in. Above ground, even the Swords of Justice are kind of wondering, hey, what's going on? They've showed up. And actually, the Galarian legendary birds, they're said to only appear in the Galar region once every decade when they kind of do their migration there. However, in the Crown Tundra, Galarian Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno are all there fighting over that tree, which is a giant power spot in and of itself, and that's why you can shake it and you can find a Dynamax Greedent in there. So yeah, this incredibly powerful energy is drawing Pokemon in all towards this underground labyrinth, at the heart of which is said to be this giant meteorite, the same meteorite likely that was part of Eternatus, or that Eternatus appeared in Galar on. And it's summoning Pokemon from across the Pokemon world, suggesting that these tunnels might be connected to the rest of the Pokemon world. And if you don't believe me that there are inter-regional tunnels, I mean, in the Unova region on Route 20, I think it is, there is the Cave of Being, where Azalf, Uxie, and Mesprit will appear. And if you read the description of the area, it's said that the deepest part of the cave leads to the Sinnoh region. Could just be hyperbole, could be literal tunnels under the earth. The Sinnoh region does have, of course, the Sinnoh Underground, a whole labyrinth of tunnels that stretch across the entire region. Additionally, in the Kalos region in Azure Bay, there is the Sea Spirit's Den that is said to have formed when an overflowing of energy came out of the shallows there. And that's part of another theory I've got about the legendary birds coming very, very soon. The Crown Tundra and the Kalos region are really close together, and Azure Bay's in the middle, and legendary birds, and it's a raid den. Anyway, we'll get there. That's another video. I'm totally spoiling it now. And we know that this massive energy underground is what's causing these power spots to form. And additionally, in the Isle of Armor, we actually learned that the Dynamax energy, or the Galar particles, is causing the flora to behave a little bit erratically. And that's how we get Gigantamax mushrooms and a honey tree that is a raid den. And now I think you can see where I'm going with this. Littered across the Sinnoh region are honey trees, which, as we've already seen in the Isle of Armor, are being used as raid dens. The retcon to Sinnoh is simple. The energy is overflowing underground from some faraway region, and it's reached the Sinnoh region, causing the honey trees to attract bigger and more powerful Pokemon. While smothering honey on a tree may only cause the honey tree Pokemon to appear, taking a wishing piece near it might allow it to transform into a full raid den. And I also reckon we'll see some exceptions to that, like I've mentioned before about Spiritomb and the Hallowed Tower basically being a raid den. They look identical. Look at them both. The other option, of course, is having Eternatus actually appear in the Sinnoh region, and I have a suspicion to do with, Eternatus, its name is, it's eternal, and that might have some ties to Arceus. I've kind of talked about that in a previous theory about Eternatus being the dark, corrupted hand of Arceus. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a future Fake Money video. But there is this idea that Eternatus might be in the post-game. The other way to tie it in might be with the Distortion World. Of course, the Distortion World opening up could cause the just energy of the Sinnoh region to become corrupt in some way, turning into Dynamax particles. That could be part of the story. I saw a video about this topic that I'm covering at the moment by someone called Solar Primal, and they mentioned the meteorites in Veilstone City. Traditionally in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, they used to change Deoxys's form, but I could totally see them being repurposed into wishing stars, something that inspired Team Galactic to create the Team Galactic headquarters right there in Veilstone. inspiring them to reach for new worlds, which of course is their main objective in the Sinnoh games. Additionally, just Gigantamax forms make sense, seeing as that we've already completed the Galar games now. We're not going to get any more DLC, let's be real. So the only way we're going to get new Pokemon in this generation is in the form of new forms, Gigantamax forms. The only thing that would need to really be retconned and changed a lot is the gyms. The gyms in Galar are designed to be open-air stadiums where Dynamax Pokemon can do battle safely. The gyms in the Sinnoh region, of course, are closed roof, and they all have their own interesting kind of designs and mechanics, and I hope they don't change those. I really like the designs of the gyms in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, but ultimately, I could see each gym, even if it doesn't have like a open-air stadium, having an underground stadium in the Sinnoh Underground carved out like a giant secret base. Each one designed by the gym leader to be in theming with their gym. And of course, they've dug down closer to the Dynamax energy, so in that sense, it could work if they're in giant underground caverns, and then just each themed and designed by the gym leader, kind of evocative of the secret bases that are part of the Sinnoh Underground anyway. So yeah, I don't think they need to really retcon anything about the Galar region. Again, Galar particles, they're Eternatus particles, and Eternatus can make an appearance either literally or through like long distance tunnels. It can do that. It works with the Sinnoh region. There's plenty of space in the Sinnoh region for it. These trees can be max raid dens. The Hallowed Tower can be a max raid den. And of course, there are some designs to suit, because who wants a good Pokemon theory without some cool Fakemon designs? And by the way, as we've got closer to 2021, I've seen more and more similar designs popping up. I want to be clear, I commissioned these like 6 months ago because I was that sure about Sinnoh remakes. I sort of am. I'm releasing this before any kind of official announcement, because if I am wrong, I don't want these designs to go to waste. So I'm going to show you 2 today, 2 out of the 3 starters. For the third one, you're going to have to wait. But first up, we have Gigantamax Torterra. My personal favorite starter of the Sinnoh region, though I think all of the Sinnoh starters are basically perfect, the Turtwig line. With Gmax Torterra, we really want to emphasize the mythology behind the world turtle, because that's a big part of Torterra's inspiration. And given that it's a Pokemon that goes big, we're just going to add more world to its back. So now we've got a whole waterfall, a whole kind of terrarium. I can imagine a Magikarp jumping through the waterfall, or a Starly sitting on its tree. I also think we need to give it its own Gigantamax move, so how about Gmax Terraforming? A move that causes grassy terrain, heals all Pokemon on your side of the field to full health, heals all status conditions on your side of the field, and all stat debuffs. Is that too powerful? That's probably too powerful. Anyway, the other one I want to go for is Gigantamax Empoleon. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for Infernape. Not because I haven't finished it, mind, just simply because it belongs in a future Fakemon video, but you'll see. Gigantamax Empoleon, how was it not going to become a Poseidon-type reference? The Pokemon wields a trident on its face, and of course it is part Steel-type, so the idea of it wielding a big water trident that is steel at the tip, the water kind of goes from liquid to solid at the end of it all. It's always got its trident because it's a manipulation of the ocean itself. I think Empoleon, this design for Empoleon, I just love it. It is the Emperor of the Sea, and of course Trident is the King of the Oceans. And again, it's just another nod to mythology, which is a big part of the theming of the Sinnoh region. I think if I were to give this Empoleon a Gigantamax move, we'll give it a Gigantamax. We go Gigantamax Trident Splash or Gigantamax Trident Throw. A water type attack that hits both enemies on the opposing side of the field, but acts as both a water and steel type move. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, those are just 2. And again, they were designed by my good friend Alex Allen. Alex, I have mispronounced your name on this channel too many times. I am so sorry. Go make an apology for me by dropping a follow to him on Instagram. Genuinely, his designs are absolutely fantastic. I've been working with him a lot. I've got plenty more of his artwork to come. As well as all of this, me doing a sort of Fakemon video every other week, I'm thinking, is build up to something I want to work on. My own Fakemon region. You may have seen that Hoops and Hip Hop has done, he's done the Northclaw region with Pokemon Cardinal. There's the Cascade region for Lockstin. You've also got True Green 7's Asone region, and I'm currently working on my own Fakemon region. I don't have a name for the region yet, but it's all for a game called Pokemon Tempest. While I'm undecided if Gigantamax Pokemon will be part of the region, there's going to be a whole region regions worth of new Fakemon. I'm really excited to share it with you, but it's still just in the early stages of development at the moment. I am planning to work with a lot of different PokeTubers and maybe tie it into the story of Pokemon Cardinal and maybe some of the other regions a little bit, but for that, you're gonna have to wait and see. But I've decided that every other week, on whatever day I upload this, whether it's a Fakemon Friday or I don't know, maybe I'll upload it on a Saturday, I'm really not sure. Either way, every other week, Fakemon videos. For now, we're going to focus on Sinnoh remakes, but I'm hoping before too long, we'll be moving on with the first kind of official announcement for Pokemon Tempest. I'm very, very excited about it. I do hope you'll subscribe and join me on this journey, and for now, just enjoy the Sinnoh Fakemon. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments what Sinnoh Pokemon you'd like to see get Gigantamax forms, or if you just wouldn't want them to get Gigantamax forms at all. With that being said, so hi Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master!
And an extra special thank you to those of you who have been supporting this channel financially, whether on Twitch, through buying merch, or through, of course, Patreon. And a big shout out to the big patron of this month, Ink Thinks. Thanks, mate.